everyday activities. Our 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 everyday activities. Soon as they break, they cannot even say. You and your friends who got everything, everything. But our everyday activities. Sometimes activities, sometimes eternal to be positive. Come to my house, what you need, and you drink. Go to my neighborhood, you can say that for me. What did they say? And they cannot even do. And like the everything activity that what we do. So no dispatch, the better we can keep you up. Not keep class, nobody can do it. Go, yoko. I'm an everyday activity, don't want you to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everyday activity is something that we produce. Cheer all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, let them do their play. As soon as they pray, when chicken say, go, yoko, it's all classic. As soon as they pray, when chicken say, go, yoko, it's all fussing. Our everyday activities. 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 We go to the party, so we another thing. You are full of cash. I'm happy. Are you there? Get my marvelous. Saka. I'm going to Saka. You know, get my and you need to Saka. Yeah, you want to go and let me see another big free. Oh, I want that, so I have to celebrate. Yeah, I do say the road, yeah, I do say the road, yeah. Who might be a one and you, the person like your family, the car, you are playing for your leave of one chat. I never come from the one and big chat. If I'm worried, I get one, then it was say it. And if you need to, let me know.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them.
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever location jumping till the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Come on, some going to 20 pop, put it to each key. Villa living sense in hot.
As soon as they pray, when chicken say, Bogoni Oko, it's a gossip. As soon as they pray, when chicken say, Bogoni Oko, it's a fussing. Now every day activities, now every day activities, now every day activities.
A very pleasant good morning, wherever you're joining our broadcast. This morning, we'd like to welcome you to the Wednesday edition of the program from the Print News here on Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Esther Daku, and I'm glad that I'm able to sit here today again and share my view on the various things that are happening in our country, Liberia. Winja is on his way. I think he's kind of caught up in the traffic because of the inspection going on. And so he will be here shortly with us. But we've been joined by, I'm sorry, I had this off. We've been joined by our Radio LIB partner, Gus Coleman, this morning. Good morning, Gus.
Hey, good morning, Esther. How are you doing?
I am fine.
I'd say I like the new link. It's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations to Oliver Khan, KOK.
I tell you.
Again, I
Yeah.
like the fact that the management continue to promote young people, and hopefully he will leave a mark.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure. We believe that.
that's really what it should be about, is leaving a mark. Like I said, one of my greatest pride is looking at, I know what's his name died not too long ago, but looking at guys like Julia Jett, Kevin Demi, those guys were young like you, Esther,
Mhm.
or even younger when we were interacting with them in 2009, 10, and 11 via Radio LIB on Fabric.
Okay.
And today they are the leaders in Radioland, and that's what some of us are proud of, because those young people never thought they would be in the position they are, but their hard work and dedication is why they are where they are. So
Of course.
I know one day you'll be there too.
Definitely. Even though I intend to run from this entire space, I mean,
We're still
at
waiting
a,
for your program. Now 2 years,
at,
or
at,
3 years
at,
now go by.
a, at a certain point, I just got to get out, So it's good to be here again, folks. And we have 2 local dailies on our decks. But we're going to be looking at the online version. We're looking at the Front Page Africa. We will also be looking at the Daily Observer, where we can bring you, stories that we can talk about today. Okay, so we have Cummins endorses Edith Gonglo Rare ahead of NEMA Senate by election as Star Wangwe rejoins ANC. Cummins endorses Edith Gonglo Rare ahead of NEMA Senate by election as Star Wangwe joins ANC. I'm going to take some lines from here, and just few lines we'll take. Alexander Cummins, the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, has formally endorsed Madam Edith Gonglo Rare for the upcoming Nema County senatorial by-election. Speaking at the ANC headquarters in Congo Town on Tuesday, Cummins emphasized that the ANC stands firmly behind Gonglo Rare the only female candidate in the race, and vowed to campaign for her to secure the vacant seat or Senate seat following the death of Senator Prince Johnson. Cummings, who ran for president in both 2017 and 2023 elections, highlighted Gonfaloni's qualifications and leadership abilities, stating that she is the best candidate to represent Nima County in the Liberian Senate. He praised her as a capable leader who possesses the experience and commitment necessary to continue the work of the late senator. And the Nima County senatorial race features 7 candidates, with Gonfaloni standing out as the sole female contender. The Nima Elections Commission has set the election date for April 22nd, 2025, and Cummings expressed confidence that the ANC support for Gonfaloni will lead to her victory and ensure proper representation of the people of Nimba. The ANC has officially endorsed Madam Gonfaloni, who we believe she's the best candidate to continue the work for the late Senator Prince Johnson, and we will work tirelessly to ensure she wins this election. Cummings said in his statement, "We are committed to helping her serve the people of Nima with integrity." All right, we leave you here and look up more stories on the front page Africa. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's take it easy. And this is President Boakai reportedly asked Supreme Court to delay ruling on horse dispute amid ongoing talks. Mm. Well, let's see this. Kind of interesting. I am so very much interested in this one. President Joseph Numa Boakai has reportedly asked the Supreme Court to hold off on delivering a ruling in the ongoing House leadership dispute to allow him to continue negotiations between rival blocs in the House of Representatives. Front Africa has been reliably informed that President Boakai has reportedly prevailed on the Supreme Court of Liberia to delay its ruling on the controversial House leadership saga. This comes amid an on and off negotiations lingering between the minority and the majority blocs in the lower house. Prior to the president's reported intervention, it was widely expected that the nation's highest court would rule on the bill of information filed by embattled Speaker J. Fonanti Kofa and his allies. Senator DeLone, a stern supporter of the Unity Party-backed government, posted on his Facebook urging the court to be clear in its ruling. He said looking forward for an ambiguous, clearer and firm information ruling from the Supreme Court of Liberia that should bring some legal sense and sanity to the unfortunate and prolonged leadership controversy in the House of Representatives. He added, "No more ambiguity. What the law says is now who the law knows as or sees. When this is done, everyone should be expected and encouraged to respect as well as abide and act accordingly in the interest of good governance and respect for the rule of law. Politics not guided by respect for the rule of law anywhere becomes chaotic and ungovernable." Imagine. The bill seeks clarity for the court on the legitimacy of moves by the majority black to unseat Speaker Kofa, moves he has consistently described as unconstitutional. Okay, the bill seeks clarity. Let's take that again. The bill seeks clarity from the court on the legitimacy of moves by the majority black to unseat Speaker Kofa, moves he has consistently described as unconstitutional. While the president's reported intervention is being viewed by some as an attempt to restore calm and foster legislative unity, critics argue it may signal undue executive interference in judicial proceedings. This raises serious constitutional questions in the attempt by the executive to influence the timing or outcome of a judicial ruling, even under the pretense of promoting dialogue, risks undermining the independence of the judiciary, said a renowned Liberian lawyer seeking anonymity. But we're going to leave you here and look at more stories this morning. We have a lot to look at, and we have this Senate Pro Tem Kanga Lawrence calls for urgent action to prevent maternal deaths in Liberia. Okay, that's a good one. Let's see this one. SUP announces April 14 nationwide mobilization action to demand justice for 2022 protest victims. What is this? Let's see some lines from this story. It says the Vanguard Student Unification Party has announced plans for a nationwide mobilization on April 14, 2025 to demand justice for victims of state violence during the July 26, 2022 student protest. The announcement was made by SUP Chairman Sylvester Wheeler, who emphasized the party's commitment to fighting more accountability for those affected by the brutal assault during the protest. The April 14 mobilization is particularly significant as it marks the 46th anniversary of the April 14, 1979 massacre when students and workers were killed under the True Wayne Party's rule. SUP has made it clear that this day will not only commemorate the victims of the 1979 massacre, but will also serve as a rallying point for justice for those brutalized during the July 2022 protests. Wheeler stated, "We will commemorate the 46th anniversary of the April 14, 1979 massacre with an action that demands justice for all victims of state violence, particularly the students' brutalization on July 26, 2022. The criminals involved in these atrocities are also walking free, and the government continues to ignore our calls for justice. We will no longer sit idle by while our fellow comrades suffered." But we will leave you here. We have more stories to look at. Let's see this. It says prosecution's first witness testifies in Miss Liberia runner-up assault case. Okay, so this case is in court. We've been fed with different information on the social media, but let's take some lines from here. I think it's interesting. The prosecution in the disorderly conduct case involving Miss Liberia first runner-up Kindness Wilson. Okay, it's lower. No, it's okay, man. Okay. Well, we I'm sorry if I've been lower. I mean, I didn't take notice of that. But let's okay, let's take this story. It says the prosecution in the disorderly conduct case involving Miss Liberia first runner-up Kindness Wilson presented his first witness, Jamel Cox, on Tuesday at the Monrovia City Court. And Cox's testimony implicated Ms. Wilson in a violent altercation during which she allegedly slapped and physically assaulted her. The incident, which occurred on March 31, 2025 on the campus of Stella Maris Polytechnic University in Cinco, Monrovia, has sparked widespread attention after the altercation went viral on social media. Wilson faces charges of disorderly conduct and simple assault and menacing in connection with the incident. In her testimony, Cox described the altercation, stating, "I was shocked and felt humiliated after Wilson slapped her." She explained that she immediately called her mother to inform her about the situation, and her mother advised her to report the incident to the police. "I came directly to Central as I was instructed to report the incident," Cox told the court. Cox further revealed, which is Jumel, revealed that since the altercation, she has been experiencing stress and trauma, feeling reluctant to be in public due to the incident notary. Prior to the witness testimony, Kindness Wilson denied the charges against her when they were read aloud in a courtroom. Okay, is there a continuation of this story? Why would a story be posted like this when there's nothing much to read? But let's leave it and look at more stories this morning. We have other important stories here too. Boaka Town faces urgent infrastructure gaps as residents seek government assistance. Bokai Town faces urgent infrastructure gaps as residents seek government assistance. Let's see what this story is. Where's this story going? Mike Gibby, Bokai Town, situated just 8 miles from Monrovia in Electoral District 2 of Lower Margibi County, is facing significant challenges due to the lack of modern infrastructure and essential services. Despite its proximity to the capital, the community continues to struggle with inadequate health care, unreliable access to clean water, electricity, and telecommunications, significantly affecting the quality of life for its residents. Healthcare in Boca Town is a pressing concern. The town has no local clinic or pharmacy, forcing residents to travel long distances to Cotton Tree Medical Center or Barclays Farm Medical Center for medical treatment. Many rely on local midwives for maternal care, which raises safety concerns. The community has made urgent appeals for the establishment of a healthcare facility to provide much needed medical services. The town also faces severe water and sanitation issues. Residents depend on creek water for bathing, cooking, and sanitation, while drinking water is sourced from a nearby rock. Although a hand pump was installed in 2021, its functionality has been compromised due to the closure of a nearby burial site, raising concerns over water contamination. We'll leave you here and then look at some more stories. Like it says, Cummings endorses. Okay, we've done that. Nima County women rallied behind Edith Gonclo. And then ex-president Wia's office refutes allegations of withholding. What is the date on
Very
this
old
story?
story.
Okay, since it's old, we will leave the front page Africa. Let's quickly run up to the uh, let's quickly run to the Daily Observer quickly and bring you stories from Daily Observer newspaper Liberia. I was on switch. Okay, and then let's see this. 4 hours ago, this was published. It says Liberia's push for UNSC non-permanent seat intensifies. Liberia's push for UNSC non-permanent seat intensifies. Let's see some lines here. Of course, we see the photograph of the foreign minister, Sarah Besloyanti, right here. Let's take some lines. Minister of Foreign Affairs Sarah Besloyanti met with the president of Chad, Mahat Idris Deby, on Tuesday, April 8, 2025, at the presidential palace in N'Djamena, Chad. The meeting underscored the growing diplomatic ties between the two nations and their shared commitment to fostering greater collaboration in various sectors. Foreign Minister Yanti delivered a heartfelt message of gratitude from Liberia's President His Excellency Joseph Noma Boakai to President Deby and the people of Chad, expressing the government and people of Liberia's deep appreciation for Chad's support and friendship. Foreign Minister Yanti emphasized that her visit symbolized not only a diplomatic mission but also the draw of a new era in bilateral relations grounded in mutual interest and shared goals for progress. The objective of my visit today is to deepen the relationship between Liberia and Chad. We share common aspirations for our people and are committed to building a future where both countries can thrive side by side. Foreign Minister Yanti stated Liberia is undergoing an ambitious rebuilding process focused on revitalizing our agriculture sector, investing in education, improving infrastructure, and stimulating both the private and public sectors of our economy. As part of her mission, Foreign Minister Yanti also appealed for Chad's invaluable support for Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. The minister explained that Liberia's candidacy reflects the country's commitment to promoting international peace and security while also amplifying the voices of nations from the global south. We believe that securing a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Council will provide an opportunity for Africa to contribute more meaningfully to global governance. With Chad's support, we can send a powerful message of unity and strength in Africa's commitment of stability and development, said Foreign Minister Yanti. In response, President Mahamat Idris Deby expressed Chad's full support for Liberia bid, emphasizing the significant responsibility that comes with representing Africa at the United Nations Security Council. And it says Guinean phone dead in plastic bag. Wow, plastic bag on motorcycle. Wow, I mean this is horrible. Let's take some lines from it. Okay, it says a chilling discovery early Tuesday morning has sent shockwaves through Ganta City as the lifeless body of Papi Dablo, a Guinean national believed to be in his early 40s, was found bound in a plastic bag and tied to his own motorcycle along the road to his house. The gruesome scene unfolded around dawn on April 8, 2025, reigniting fear among Ganta residents when would have been reeling from a spate of violent killings targeting motorcyclists and ordinary citizens in recent months. The cause of death remains unclear, but speculations are rife that Dablo may have been murdered elsewhere, with his body disposed of near his home in an effort to mislead authorities and the public. Dablo, who had lived in Ghana since his youth, was married to Lina Flomo and was the father of five daughters. Witnesses say the body was discovered early in the morning by locals, some of whom were left in disbelief, while others wept openly in the at the disturbing sight. The city mayor, Samuel Hurd, swiftly arrived at the scene and condemned the act, ordering the body to be removed and transported to the funeral home. I knew this man, and he was a good person, Mayor Hurd said, expressing shock and sorrow at the butcher event. We asked the citizens to remain calm and allow the police to conduct a thorough investigation. We'll leave you there. Liberia reaffirms commitment to UNESCO's 221st Executive Board session. You can grab a copy to read that story. It was posted 4 hours ago. And then this top story says EPA threatens Lone Star Cell MTN with closure. Interesting one. Why? Let's dabble into this because I bet all of us we're interested. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia has threatened to shut down the operations of Lone Star Cell MTN power generation facility in Conga Town if the company fails to comply with urgent environmental safety requirements within 10 business days. The warning comes after the EPA investigation confirmed that the telecommunication giant generator operations are emitting excessive noise and hazardous fumes, causing serious environmental and public health concerns by nearby residents. In a shortly worded press statement issued on Monday, April 7, 2025, EP Executive Director Dr. Emmanuel K. Uri Yakpawolo disclosed that the agency has received formal complaints from community members living near the Lone Star Cell MTN facility. The investigation confirmed that the generator operations at the Lone Star Cell MTN site are producing excessive noise and harmful emissions. Dr. Yagbawolo stated these operations are directly affecting the health and well-being of the residents in the vicinity. According to the EPA, its technical team conducted a site inspection following the complaint and found that the facility failed to implement proper noise and air pollution control mechanisms, thereby violating national environmental standards. As a result, EPA has issued a final compliance notice to Lone Star Cell MTN demanding immediate correction actions within 10 working days. These actions include the installation of efficient silencer on all operating generators at the relocation or the relocation of those generators to a position far enough from residential areas to reduce their environmental impact. We have instructed the company to either install effective silencer or relocate the generators to minimize noise and emissions to acceptable levels, Dr. Yak Paolo emphasized. We'll leave you there and look at more stories. I think I need water. LWSC replaces 70% old water supply pipeline. The LWSC replaces 70-year-old water supply pipeline. Where is a question that I want to be answered? Let's see. We have some lines for us. In what is being described as a transformative moment for Liberia's struggling water infrastructure, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation on Tuesday unveiled newly imported 48-inch diameter transmission pipelines accessories at its project site in Lower Johnsonville. The new pipes mark a critical phase in the low overdue replacement of the aging 36-inch pipeline that has supplied water from the White Plain Water treatment plant, treatment plant to Painesville in central Monroeville for more than 7 decades. The project, which was ultimately serve over or will ultimately serve over 1.5 million residents across the capital and its largest suburb, promises to significantly enhance the reliability, and pressure of water delivery, a persistent challenge in Liberia post-war reconstruction. But let's leave you there and see this one. LCC rejects fake claims on Coons speakership. LCC, that is the Liberia Council of Churches, reject fake claims on Coons speakership. I'm interested in this one. Let's see it. It says the Liberia Council of Churches have strongly refuted a viral social media claim suggesting that it, alongside the National Muslim Council and the Interreligious Council of Liberia, had completed a mediation process that favored majority black Speaker Richard Nangwe Coon over Imbato House Speaker Council J. Funati Kofa. The misleading statement, which surfaced on April 7, 2025, falsely alleged that the religious groups had endorsed Coon's leadership, particularly highlighting the executive dealings with him, including his role in overseeing the 2025 national budget and his recognition by President Joseph Boakai. The claim further implied that the executive branch recognition of Coon was an implicit endorsement of his speakership. In a swift response, Reverend Christopher Toll, Secretary General of the LCC, categorically rejected the false claims. In a message to the media, Reverend Toll clarified, "We are still in mediation process and have not concluded anything. We emphasize that the religious bodies involved in the mediation were awaiting the final ruling from the Supreme Court, which is expected on Wednesday, April 9. Toll condemned the statement as a deliberate misrepresentation of the LCC stance, stressing that some misinformation only serves to undermine the credibility of the mediation process and erode public trust. The mediation process, which involves the LCC, NMC, and the Interreligious Council, is closely watched by the Liberian public with the aim of resolving the ongoing leadership crisis in the House of Representatives. The Supreme Court's ruling is anticipated to provide clarity on the dispute and guide the next step for the legislature. And I think so far so good. These are all of the stories we have. Okay, we have this, but we just take headlines. Minister of State Grace Pri arrives in Abuja for Afri Sachs Bank launch. And then businessmen warns government prioritize local companies amid economic struggles. And then Central Bank of Liberia Governor Samoa urges stronger trade ties. So far, so good. I think these are all of the stories that we have to bring for you this morning. Let's quickly take word from our sponsors. When we come back, of course, we will drop in our talking point.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche, you wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so going deep and deeper. Put in toto ichiki. Bila living sense in hot.
Okay, we like to welcome you back from that short break we had to take with our sponsors, Crime Stoppers Liberia, Exeter's Best Price, on the O Road and Galley Street, and we also like to recognize Maiba and Sons, Incorporated. And Gus, I think we're gonna send controls to you. We've gone through the various stories from the front page Africa. We've gone through the Daily Observer. You listen to all of the stories. I don't know where our talking point is going to be from, but just go ahead.
I don't know. I think the talking point should be basically the president involvement.
Okay.
In the
That's a
Supreme
cool one.
Court decision. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It tells you how inept this president is. Okay, the president has had the opportunity. Okay, again, the president had the opportunity. And by the way, the Council of Churches is useless. Again, Gus Coleman said it. They are useless. Nobody believes in them. They play no function in our society ever anymore. Those days are gone. The fact is, they sit there and talk about it, waiting for the rooting from, how you call it. Again, they're playing the same stuff that Mr. Waka is playing. They sit there, they do nothing, okay? And then in the end, they want to take credit. I mean, what kind of people are these? What happened to Liberia, our culture, where people believe elders will make decisions? Elders will be able to guide us and steer us in the right directions. You know, institution like the Council of Churches was meant to be able to say, hey, people, y'all come sit down. You know, children, y'all come here. Children, I call here, mama. You know, all those things. We used to sing those songs because that was part of our culture. Today, under an 80-year-old man who we believe will even instill some of those traditions, have actually derailed and destroyed those things. Let's be honest. This president took the sitting speaker to the Vatican on religious ceremony to dethrone him, to take him out of office. It didn't work. The same president will see this man, will not even acknowledge him, just in the interest of replacing him illegally, however way possible. Claims that they burned a capital, anything and everything they could do. This president allowed a group of representatives to take government money to sit in hotels. This president and his vice president is supporting a candidate that is right now in Nimba County. Okay, a candidate that ruined the legislature, the first branch of government, now wants to become a senator. This president supports. What else can he really want to do for an extension? You had all these many months, you had all these many chances. You refused to support one side and only supported the other side. How dare you to believe that Mr. Funati Kofa, Honorable Funati Kofa, the Speaker of the House, the legal Speaker of the House, is now going to trust you with
Exactly.
anything that you say? Mr. President, you got to be out of your mind. And I mean, we assume you are because of your age. I mean, we see everything happening in that country. There is no way Joseph Walker. Again, some of us said these things, but our Lothians, I mean, our fathers, our sisters, so and so. I was a young man that saw Joseph Walker action at LPMC. It was no different from what's happening today at the executive branch. He has no spine, no action. He would never do anything. Joseph Boakai just cares about what comes in his pocket. He doesn't care. Again, my uncle was one of the general managers of that LPMC, and we saw how things were ran at LPMC. It was bad. It was terrible. LPMC and LCADP could not collaborate, could not do what was necessary for us to have those two entities to develop agriculture. And these people came here and lied to you and said, oh, agriculture is going to be so and so. Anybody tell me where Joseph Walker today have done anything out of even his arrest for him to say, oh, let's delay this so I can continue to engage? Where are you engaging? Who are you engaging? You have not spoken to the other man. You sit there and basically sideline the other man, make him look like a criminal, okay? Just because you have your friends on one side. Look, that's not how negotiation works. That's not how you engage people. You engage people that are friendly to you. You engage people that you have shown some kind of respect to. If outside of any of those, there's no way that you're going to engage a person that you have disrespected, a person that you have cared less about. So that engagement is basically just trying to maybe appease somebody, trying to intimidate the courts. That's all I see. But there is nothing Mr. Boakai can do, and anybody that believes otherwise. I've got some land for you, okay, in Pademai, and that land is the most valuable land in Lofa County. I will sell it to you for $1. Anybody, I'm telling you, Gus Kwama, anybody that know what Pademai is, they will know the most valuable land in Lofa County right now, or property or asset, is there. I will sell it to you for $1. That's basically how much I believe Joseph Walker can do anything about this situation or anything in this country. The man has failed everybody. Many Lothians are disappointed.
Of
And
course.
there's nothing this man is doing or going to do that is going to make any change. anything different from what we've had in the past. It's sad. He's following the trend of other Liberian leaders. And the sad thing is, again, this man is an 80-year-old man. If God bless him, he will finish his term. Okay? If God does not bless him, he will not finish his term.
Of
Okay?
course.
Only because of his age. Let's be honest. When you get to that age, anything can happen now. But this man does not even care to take decisive action. All he care about is what he and his children and his friends and families are getting out of our country. You get people that got, sorry, let me just jump on this real quick. You know, there's a man sitting there. They said they got yellow machines. The first price of a yellow machine, $80-something million. Now all of a sudden, it come down to 20-something, $22 million. So somebody was gonna steal over 3%. I mean, a third of the cost, the total cost. So somebody was gonna steal almost $60 million of our country money. But that man was sitting out there and his people, beating their chest, yellow machine, yellow machine. Just to get yellow machine, you should sell your entire country. What kind of citizenry are we? What kind of sense do we have anymore? Joseph Boakai is a failure, and I'm telling you, Mr. Boakai, you are a shame to the Lufians. Okay? A shame to the Lufians, and I'm telling you, if the Supreme Court does not make their ruling by the 10th, like they have announced, we now know that the executive is meddling into the judiciary affairs.
Exactly.
And that would be scary because that same executive must be aware that once they do that, they are opening the door for the citizens to act. And when the citizens act, we don't want to hear nobody telling us nonsense.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gus. We have been joined by Ali Masale. Welcome to the show. Greet the audience and let's hear your talking point.
Thank you, Esther. Good afternoon at your end. Good morning, God. Good afternoon to all Liberians. Yes, it's nice being here again this morning. Yes, the issue here, I think, God, you just said it all. We continue to tell the Liberian people, President Boakai, this man, sometimes when people be asking what did President Boakai learn under Madam Sedi, and this question remain unanswered. Because President Boakai, you were with Madam Sedi. All the time you were with Madam Sedi. Two speakers were removed under your regime. You didn't lay anything. How it was done, our capital building was safe, our country was peaceful. Why did you learn from there? You see, these are some of the things. When you come to power, sometimes be in good relationship with the past leaders and team. Sometimes when there's something going on, you can even say go to them and they can give you advice. Like one of my staff, he was telling me in Nigeria, they get certain day or special day, you will see the past president and the present president, they can all sit together, sometimes brainstorm when you are facing some challenges and they can help you out because why they put our country first. But today, let's see what is happening in our country. President Boakai will hate. Today, the country is heavily divided. And this whole thing about removing or Speaker Kofa, you masterminded this whole thing. Took the man, carry him to Italy. At the end of the day, you took our country money, giving it to Samuel Koga to destabilize the whole just because you want to remove this man, because he will not work with you for this yellow machine that you criminally brought into the country on gentleman agreement. He told you anything that is in the interest of Liberia, I will work with you. But those machines, there will be no money placed in the budget because you even they respected the way in which you brought this machine. There were no PPCC follow, no PFF law, all of these things. You see, today, see how you are get our country today. People, when they think started, we say, oh, the president, the best person that can post up to the thing. They say, oh, the president cannot interfere. Why now you stopping Supreme Court for coming up with their ruling today? It is today the president can interfere. This man don't have no leadership ability. He knows nothing about governance. Our footballer who doesn't know anything. You think that nonsense will happen under George Weah administration? Even if what the man need, ABC, Alexander Kumi were president, you think that one can happen under him? Tawen Gongro, Harris Monuba, and the list go on. It couldn't happen under that administration. But this president came and he started to undermine the peace and stability of our country up to today. Today, see how our country is looking like. You people already get the intel. This is not coming to go in favor of the minority bloc, the majority bloc rather, and they finish telling you, Mr. President, when the Supreme Court come out with any ruling, we will not adhere to it. So today he's telling them to stop. Why? If President Bwaka was never into this thing, it was never going to reach this far today. Because that budget was never coming go to Richie Kun. Even when Supreme Court come out with that ruling, why you not into the removal of Funati Kopa, call your Justice Minister and Police IG, take everything from Richie Kun. Let's see if they will not go there. Because Kopa will declare their seat vacant to National Election Commission. You started this whole thing. This is where today we are. This is so sad for our country.
Right.
So thank you there, Esther.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much for your contribution. And just before I can make my own.
How you doing?
I'm fine, Gus. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you. I've been following while I was on my way here.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I just want to add my voice quickly to the people of Boca Town in Makibi District 2 on the issue of a health facility in that part of their town or in their town, because it's not an easy thing, Wendell, to live in an entire large area where there's no health facility. When people are sick, most especially it's not a city area, to get somebody quickly to the hospital when you have emergency. I mean, you have to travel that distance and all of that. It poses serious problem. So the people in that part of the country. So we're hoping that the lawmakers are listening, because these are some of the things you should advocate for your people. These are also citizens that deserve to have these things, so that people don't die like that, because of hospital and stuff like that. And you have women who get pregnant, they have to go through midwifery, it's a lot. So I hope I hope you guys are listening and you'll be able to do something about it. Now, Wendell, to the issue of Buckeye getting involved with the judiciary process, wanting to put it on a hold for a while he talked to the two parties. I mean, this is not timely, Buckeye. From the onset of this entire thing, you made it look like you were in favor of what was happening.
Mhm.
A country that should be governed by a rule of law, you decided that you can just remove a speaker the way you want to remove the speaker because you are in power and all of that. We know that your hand is behind this thing. You cannot shy away from it. You have gotten to a point where you're going to be disgraced if you keep your hands in it. And that's why you're trying to take the route you want to take. We know you're trying to take shit from your face, Mr. President, but it's late. We see what you are doing. And it just tells us, Wendell, because if the judiciary branch of government will wait for Bwaka to give order before they can release this thing, Wendell, they are trying to tell us that we cannot trust the judiciary system of this country because no one is above the law. The judiciary should run aside from the executive because you have your own function and the executive have their own function. So we are looking up to the judiciary. We're hoping that you guys can put this thing out as soon as possible because I don't know what they hold on to it. I'm sure you have already done the discussion. You already know what it is. Let the public know what it is. Because time is going. I mean, how many months have passed? Yeah? How many months have passed and they have been impeding the work of the legislature?
Esther, let me say thanks to all of you for your analysis, Gus, Aliyu, and Esther. We said this time without number that, this president has violated the Constitution and you just name it. We started with this yellow machine thing. The first time we heard about this yellow machine, they said there was a friend of the president who was going to give him 285 pieces of yellow machine free of charge. And then we started hearing about money business up to the end now that they are about to get $22 million loan from the Echo Bank. So people are saying this president is something else. Today, we're supposed to be hearing from the Supreme Court relative to the ruling on the crisis that is currently ongoing at the Capitol. Well, you just read from the front page Africa that the president have asked the Supreme Court to put it on hold because he's mitigating, with the
Funny.
parties involved. It's late.
Very.
It's late.
Mm-hmm.
It's late. Omen Bwaka, President Bwaka, is very late. Let the justice system do their work. That woman is about to retire, and she wants to leave a legacy. CIA Yeneyo wants to leave a legacy that she will be recognized tomorrow after her tenure has expired. So I don't want to believe that she will listen to the cry from the executive because they got us into this thing, this entire thing. The executive got us into it because from its onset, we wanted the president to intervene to resolve the issue involving the two parties.
Mm-hmm.
But it continued to drag until the Supreme Court had to come in. The reason the Supreme Court came in to this thing is because there was constitutional breach. There was constitutional breach. It was not because of their own standing rules they got at the House. The Supreme Court had to come in because they noticed that there was a constitutional breach.
Mm-hmm.
So people are saying, "Oh, the Supreme Court got nothing to do with this." I would say the Supreme Court got nothing to do with this when they are the final arbiter of justice in this country.
Exactly.
If they're their own house rule, yeah, you can go about and you'll settle it in your house.
Mm-hmm.
But once it has to do with the Constitution, the Supreme Court will come and interpret, the Constitution that, look,
Exactly.
this party is doing the wrong thing. This party is right.
Mm-hmm.
We heard from Bese, one of the associate justices of the Supreme Court, when he said that, the minority bloc, that the rule of law caucus, they do have a speaker, but they don't have a quorum. So don't do business.
Mm-hmm.
The majority bloc, you don't have a speaker, you have quorum, don't do business. Anything you do is ultra virus, so let's wait and see what is going to be the outcome today from the Supreme Court, because we know that today is supposed to be the final ruling from the Supreme Court. So let's wait and see what is going to happen in the next few hours.
Wendell, actually, also, this president should fire his justice minister.
Exactly.
The man could not even understand the ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
President, you had so many times. I mean, you have a justice minister that interpreted the ruling that he has. By the way, lawyers get the full detail of everything that happened in that court.
Mm-hmm.
The president had that. This is why the president hired this man, the justice minister, for him to tell the president the legal ruling. But because the Supreme Court used a word that he did not want to interpret, or he thought he could take as an advantage because it was ambiguous, okay, meaning it's not clear to the average person, he basically used that opportunity to be able to continue to fool the average citizen. There's a grounds that this man is not even qualifying himself.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Liberians, and I tell you, there's not too many serious countries in the world that these things will continue to happen when they are without the citizens stepping up. The citizens have to step up. I am telling you, at some point, the citizens of Liberia has to be fed up. You got to look around the countries around us today. Look at West Africa. These other countries are sick of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have lawmakers, and less than 5% or 10% of your citizenry, lawmakers, ministers. You see those people fat everywhere around.
Mm-hmm.
But the average citizen getting $150, $200. What's wrong with Liberian people? When are you guys going to have some guts to eliminate these people? I am sorry. The Liberian government needs to cease. I'm serious. We cannot continue this thing. I saw police people yesterday showcasing some nonsense. They said that Man, I'm telling you, man. Let me not go on. Thank you. That's all. I
Thank
would say
you.
that.
Thank you very much, Gus. And Esther, to Gus's point, we said it before that the president should fire the justice minister because he misled the president.
Of course.
The legal advisor to the president also needs to be fired because his position is to guide the president legally.
Of course.
All right. They know the law,
Mhm.
but they try to circumvent the law. The people know the law. Who said they didn't know that Fonanti is doing the right thing? They know, but
Exactly.
they just don't want to work with Fonanti because they know having Fonanti at this part of the speakership is going to expose all of their shaded deeds. So what we do, what can we do to this guy is to boot him out of the system. Let's do it any way we think we can do it, to get him out. But Fonanti being a legal person, he decided to go the legal way,
Of course.
not to take the laws into his hand, to seek justice. And so we are at the point now, of seeking justice. So let's see what happens today from the Supreme Court. But
Yes.
our country is. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Aliyu.
sorry. And this is why I always say President Baka could be one of the best presidents ever in the history of our country. Because the time he spent in government, his age, we expect him to come with all of those experience. Today, just as you said, the justice minister should have been fired, his legal advisor, and when it comes to the issue about those yellow machine and thing, where they talk about 80 million, today we can get the C285 yellow machine for 22
22
million.
million.
So why were those people
Imagine.
taking the 80 million to do what a 22 million can get or 285 machine? So as a serious minded president, you should have fired Mamaka Benete, Graceman, or whosoever were into the 285, 80 million deal.
Yeah.
This I think we expect the president to be doing around here. You get nothing to lose. Your age, your children, you coming back again, strengthen our country. But it is quite unfortunate that President Baka just need to destroy the country. This is, let's pray. Let's pray. But the old man, he's not taking our country anywhere, but taking the country backward. You expect today for President Baka to be right to $1.2 or $3 million Lexus in our country where he telling Ami Mola or be insensitive, look at the economy, he buying car 90,000. Today the other woman under suspension. Then you go in the bike, misusing our country money wastefully, uselessly. This is so sad for our country.
Right.
And that was the same thing he did to the governor of the central bank. You suspended the governor of the central bank, and at the end of the day, you decided to compensate him. Similar thing. You suspended Emma Glasgow, subjected her to an investigation. While she was going through the process, you replace her. All of these things are, constitutional breach, because those people were serving attorney positions. You don't just remove them. All right. So I mean, too many breakdown. Too many breakdown the rule of law into our country.
You're not in respect of the law.
From friendship to money. They say the 285 pieces of yellow machine, one of the president's friend wanted to give it to him as a friendly gesture. Later on, money business came in. Today again, we aim from $80 million to $22 million. What kind of drop is that? Liberian people, let's hear from you that the money that we pay, taxpayer money. Yesterday we mentioned something about the LRA, right?
Yeah.
You know why the guys are doing it over there? Because the people see their bosses are doing the same thing.
Of course.
So they say, but let's support it too. What we'll do, since we can steal money, physical, we'll do paperwork and steal money from them. So what they did, they decided to introduce this insurance scam, where you will just go and pull some kind of people together and say you're sick, you get money from the institution, and that's it. Because Esther, if you go at the Liberia Revenue Authority, you will find out that some of the commissioners have been in that position for 10, 15 to 20 years. Like all of these things are set back to the young people who are, who are coming up with fresh ideas. How do people get work experience? You got to start them from somewhere.
Of course.
You think the man would just jump up from a horse,
Get
grab
6 years
and
experience.
get 6 years experience? No, you got to start exposing this man, and gradually he's going to get experience. Now, like our president who got for the 2 years or who spent for the 2 years in government, Lemans, you can say he never learned anything on a airline because, like Aliyu said, President Bwaka should have been one of the best because of his age, his experience, the length of time he spent in government and coming to the first seat in the country. A lot of us expected that this president would have, done a lot of good things for our country.
Of course.
But the first thing when the president came is like he came into the presidency with vestation. Yeah, he started taking people from their jobs, keeping speech from the former president who once rescued him when he was falling. All kinds of things, happening. But let's hear from our people. Let's go to the lines and take few calls. Let's hear from our people on this midweek edition of the show. And folks, we are here this morning. Despite me being a bit late this morning, when you're bringing women in time, that problem. I had to wait for my wife this morning. She got to do that one. She got to do that one. All kind of thing. Forgetting to know that I had to come to work. So, I mean, that's it.
Mommy, don't mind. Yeah, I know she's listening to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have calls coming in. Let's take this our first call. Hello, welcome to the show. What's your name? Okay.
Don't give us feedback, please. Stay away from your radio. David King, you are one person who have been following us for years now, so we don't like feedback. Go ahead. Morning. Good afternoon.
You see, for some of us, we are not surprised of Mr. Bwaka's whole attitude. Their attitude was exhibited during the CPP, but most of you did not take notice of it. The CPP, the law that put the CPP together, it was violated by Mr. Bwaka. Mr. Bwaka went ahead and brought lawlessness in the CPP. He valiantly admitted to go to court. He made Mr. Cummings and jury to be in court. And the worst of all, for him to appear to become witness, and he said he had never seen Cummings at no point in time. That was the biggest lie Mr. Bwaka ever told the Liberian people. But I know that Mr. Bwaka is not a man of truth. He doesn't know how to tell truth. He wouldn't know how to lie. This is the woman who came to address the nation, and he told us the first thing he did to reduce rest price to $2,000, and which is not true. The first thing Mr. Bwaka did to escalate the price of rice to 10,500, 10,600. That's what he did. For him to have said that alone shows to us that he's a pathological liar. This man was born with lies. Nothing can deceive him for lies. For him to have said to us through the legislature that his friend gave him 285 machines because this long-term friend believed he is a resident general. And for some reason, he gave him the 285 machine to buttress a resident general. Now he came back again to tell us $80 million for the machine. For us to look, he said, no, Jeremiah Cone will go and supersede the entire arrangement. But Jerry to come out and say they need $43 million, the price has dropped from 80 to 43. Now in the time he comes back to tell us they paid $22 million, which will go to EcoBank to take the money from EcoBank. When he had not gone to the legislature to put this in before then, but then he going to collect money that Amos Ware did to the very EcoBank, that Gregory Kumon did to the very EcoBank. So what business that the government have with EcoBank, every time they will go and say million money people without the acquiescence of the people. So Mr. Bwaka is a freaking violator of our constitution, and the only thing that remains for the men and women in the House of Representatives and the Senate, and then when they tell me that they are spineless and they have no spine in them to call Mr. Bwaka to vote for him to be impeached because the brother, he has done a lot of things that he should be impeached for the presidency. But we just keep him there and we'll continue to be just talking on radio. We are not serious here. We need to take a radical move. Not allow the old head to be carrying us around here. Thank you, man. I'm telling this morning.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Okay, we have this person. Hello, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Esther. A pleasant good afternoon and good afternoon to Mr. Nimne and your co-panelists. So my name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kew. I call you from my Jakarta office in district number 2.
Go ahead, Hussein.
I listen to the different views, but let me say this. I know the Constitution is very clear.
Yeah.
3 separate branches of government, but coordinating one. In the spirit of coordination, the president has the right to call the Chief Justice and associate justices of the Supreme Court. He has the right to call the legislature, speaker, and deputy speaker. That is what we call coordination. It only becomes an interference, like those media outlets that are coming out, front page article and spoken to say the president is trying to interfere with the ruling that will come up from the Supreme Court. In fact, I think it is misleading. It comes from the bed of the devil. Because any attempt by the president to interfere with the Supreme Court ruling, it is an impeachable offense. That the law does not permit.
You are saying the front page Africa is the Daily Observer. They are lying on the president, right?
That is a propaganda. Listen, let me say this. There are credible institutions, right? We have here. Not because I'm on your platform, but we know Nimne and few other guys in the media outlet. I trust that ability in investigating some of those things. Why it is true you have a side. But Front Page Africa, you know very well, Front Page Africa in the last 6 years, they were on we are back. They were not credible. There was a story they brought out. You did your own investigation, they were not credible. Please to talk about FM, I'm not going to dignify any of them. But I'm saying to you, the Constitution is very clear. In the spirit of coordination, the president has the right to call the Chief Justice and the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. That is coordination. Right?
Are we saying that the president does not have a right? We are just telling you that the time, is not right. The president should have. Why didn't the hello? Why didn't the president make an intervention when this thing started to call the parties involved and say
there were several interventions the president made?
He made several interventions. How is Richard Kuhn now having sitting in the speaker's office? Is he doing it with his own power?
So
he's passing around the place here with Serene, all of that. Who gave him that power? If he's not getting
Constitution, because for me, I read the Constitution and I understand. And the Constitution, Fonati Koba is the constitutional speaker of the House of the 55th National Legislature.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. That man, Hussein, thank you very much.
Is it not the same house?
No, but Hussein have already said it that Fonati is the constitutional speaker of the 55th legislature. So we're now going further with him again. Thank you,
Hussein. So, hello. Go ahead,
Isaac Woodson.
My name is Abraham Human and I call from Crystal Police.
Okay, Abraham, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Yes. While it is true that we did not background investigators to see Mr. Walker handing money forward to people, there were evidences that were produced by people. There were rumors right and there were evidences right. When Fonati Koba was elected, before Fonati was elected, he know whether he was becoming speaker in the first place. Then from there, when he was elected as speaker, he gave money to one level man, which the other quarterback display a receipt. Now, the executive gave money to a level man to give to legislature to remove the speaker. Not just that, Luther Collins from Babylon also gave another money, which they said they were going to investigate since that time. Once they know that the case is against them, they will not come up to get it for the funding that they will find. Since that time, we don't know why the case went up for a kidnapping going to LRA. So the interference to come and be calling Chief Justice at this time. They call it coordination. That's not coordination because they have a crucial decision making. And they have allegedly said that the president appear with the justice right, that how the booking is there ultra virus. But the second time again, for you to be calling it what time? No, what there? If you want to do it, saying that it's an foreign nation, let it be exposed to the public. You can't go be doing it beyond the scene, then you're saying that foreign nation. No, it can't be foreign nation. If you want to do interfere with the ruling of the Supreme Court or the decision of the Supreme Court.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have others on the line. Hello, Walker. Hello.
Good morning. My name is. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. My name is T. Williams, and I call you from Rhode Island, the U.S. So, thank you, Freedom. I've been following you guys from the state. Thank you very much, and I highly appreciate dissemination of information to our people. Look, I just listened to one of your callers, and I think the young people in Liberia gotta be very careful. They gotta be, up to the task, because the president is interfering with the ruling or trying to interfere with the ruling of the Supreme Court. Like Nima said, why couldn't, when this thing started, why couldn't he interfere to call, the people together as the leader, the president, call them together and be able to settle this whole issue? But he didn't do anything until at a place where the Supreme Court has decided to come up with a ruling that will have no attachment with any ambiguity, to be able to give a clear decision as to what is going on. Before you calling the people, if somebody is trying to say that the president is interfering, that is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. You can't do that. What you didn't do yesterday from the beginning, why you want to do it now?
Now, thank you.
What I mean? It's just because everybody's seeing that the Supreme Court ruling is going to go against the majority, the so-called majority. That is wrong. So thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you, T.
contribution.
Williams. Esther, let's take 2 calls and then we'll go to the comments. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Nimna, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Your name and where you join us from?
I'm Toga Anthony. I call from Brooklyn.
Let's hear you, Toga.
Yeah, we all are testament. Thank you first of all for the platform, and hi to Esther.
Okay.
Okay. We all are testament to what attitudes that got to do with it towards the Liberian right now. So when you mention about GMI, I want to talk about the GMI furniture and something. The corruption that took place down there.
Yeah. It was Yeka Koluba that raised that issue. Go ahead.
At one point.
Yeah.
It's about say that thing about the old goat. I mean, you put somebody on a cocoa, took the cocoa and I won't pay for those years. If you look at the kind of track record, then moreover, the major force is the element of funny and old subordinate. But because of migration, Joseph Boka should sit and relax. All what you do to the country, collaborators, they will pay for it. Even if they need power, there will be a court setup through the same rule law to Georgia and let him rest in mind with a big coat and a hell of a shoe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take time how we address the president now. He's our president, so let's accord him all the respect. We just need to engage the issues, but not the personality. All right, so let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Now smarting your phone. Oh, your phone playing record or what are you playing? No, my man, we gotta discontinue this conversation because you're lying. Let's see what is.
It's better now?
Yeah, it's better now because first not small thing you were doing.
Sorry, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like I said, my name is Robert Tan. I prefer to be called original Lamont. A very decent champion look there.
Why are you disenchanted?
I'm disenchanted because the way the woman is behaving. The woman here from Lufakante, I'm here from Lufakante. So then whatever the woman will have a moment. For all the 42 years experience of government he has working government for 42 years according to what he said. But he hasn't proven anything to us. He started with the yellow machine. He first gave it to him at the end of the day. We see the kind of money what we can pay for it. And now again, he going around calling the Chief Justice to circumvent, to influence the ruling. That is not fair. That is really come out. Whosoever is favor, let us work. We all are Liberians. Everybody has the right to work in government.
So true. Thank you.
Everybody has the right to work in government. For the company here, you are staying in government. If I were you, I would not even be thinking about working in government. So I'm calling for now. I'm calling all we all Lucien to look at the woman in the face and tell him the truth. Because if we not tell him what he's doing tomorrow, you have to stigma on us.
Thank
That
you.
is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Esther to take one overseas call, then we'll go to the comments.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm very, very, very disappointed in the administrations of President Waka and Kun. Those guys created a condition in the country that have people, children in jail, beating them, torturing them. As we speak, those guys that they pick up because you were assigned with or security, you were assigned with of you have to assign for an Kufa office, beat them up and carry them, torturing them. As we speak, they're still in jail. He know all of that. Then he's talking, he want people backing him, the women respect the rule of law. The Supreme Court have been speaking against the citizens, so the women will abide by it. Why rule he abide by? When Supreme Court, when he went to the telling position, removing people, and the Supreme Court spoke against it, they came out with ruling, and he went ahead and moved people and put their own people there. Then they said they're making a Supreme Court ruling. So, I don't know what you want to do. They may want to take the country to be in the entire, those three branches of government should be in a pocket. Then what you doing? Interfering. What kind of old man is that?
Okay.
And people backing him. People will come and say, "Oh, the old man said, he respect the rule of law, and you can't follow them." And at the time Supreme Court speak, you can abide by it. Where? Then why you can't leave the Supreme Court to come up with their ruling? Why you can't leave the people to come up with their ruling? So, Mr. Nimle.
Yes, Tom.
That you people in our country. That old man beating the drum of war. Because I listened to one Mervyn Cole. Mervyn Cole came up clearly. He said this will be the last checkpoint erected. When the Supreme Court come up with any ruling that will be in the favor of the law, we're not going to allow them to hold section. You see that means ECOWAS to get prepared to come back in Nigeria. Because enough is enough.
Okay, Tom.
Enough is enough.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
The time. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Tom Gio calling there from the United States. Esther, let's get a few comments and maybe we can squeeze in a call and then we go home.
Okay, quickly to our comment session. We have Duarte says, "Good morning, family." Good morning to you, ma'am. Following from the USA, Columbus, Ohio. That is Jonathan K. Baller. And Duarte says, "You are not going anywhere, Esther. Don't try it." And she says, "Really? Joseph the Sleeper." And we have Goff T. Fire says, "I'm following you from Painesville, ERW Junction." We have Cecilia Massacre watching from Norway. We have Yasa Sharif watching. We have James S. Keller. He says, "The grown-up boys and girls in leadership have no clue on what they're doing at their position." Clarence Dwyer says, "Mr. Joseph Walker appealed to the Supreme Court for additional 2 weeks in order to negotiate."
Clarence, sometimes you got to reduce your writing or
between the two parties at the House of Representatives is dead upon arrival. He should have negotiated since October last year when it first started. Mr. Walker, we know your plans already. I think the best negotiation is to ask lawless regime Speaker Richard Coon to stop embarrassing your government. Please stop damaging our judicial system. Mary Tule says, "Good morning. I'm following you live from New Georgia Estate. Thanks for the great show." James S. Keller again said, 90-year-old grandpa is the president of Liberia. What a shame to that country and the Sierra Leone man as well. James S. Keller again says that criminal Sierra Leone man will engage in. Okay, I don't know what that means. And Lucinda finally says, "This old man came to mess this country up." I don't blame him for President Weah. And Augustine Gifler says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following live from Delaware, USA. Emmanuel Mars says, I'm watching from Boston, Massachusetts. Clarence again says, Joseph Boakai continue to show his inability. Madam Chief Justice, the word is watching you and your deputies. Deliver your ruling and don't listen to Joseph Boakai request. Success says, watching from Common People City. Duarte says, Wendell, please leave my sister alone. He read it into exactly.
Yeah, the woman wasted my time in the morning, man.
The woman wasted your time because she had to prepare you breakfast, I'm sure. And then
Okay,
we have Dengso Yinkan says, long life. Duarte says, good morning, family. Jonathan K. Bola says, following from USA, Columbus, Ohio. Duarte, you are not. I think I've read that. Okay, I think the comments are coming back when I don't know why. But let's roll it down.
But let's we can leave it there and let's squeeze in one call and then we go home because we almost approaching our
just
commercial
before we go,
time.
let me just read two more comments. John Core says this president is not making Liberia safe. We have Charity. James S. Keller says, look, Wendell, let me make myself clear. That Sierra Leone old man is not my president. So let's leave it there. When they go ahead, they sort of want too long.
Okay, so we can take one more call and then we go home. Who's going to be the last caller? Let's quickly hear from you so we can go home. Daniel Saki, you was trying to put your calls through. You got 10 seconds to do that. If not, we go home. But let's take you as our last caller. Good afternoon, Dan Saki.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, my sister Esther, and thank you for following me.
Good afternoon.
To be a last caller. What on my mind this morning is that Mr. Boga, I saw you, man. And so, when it comes to cooking, I'm telling you, did I get small in the picking the paper? Oh, my, they are cooking people. I can't even see her, bro. So, we got a project today. The way she drives up the country, the money is free. She's taking her children to travel because she knows definitely the winner about to take place, it will be in the favor of Mr. Cooper. And when asking the speaker, like, any other time the paper will play to you, he's Shimbrana. Because I was saying what I'm passing around with small governor, now, he will be moving from behind you and come back to you. Because you stand for the law in this country. And you stood for the people to know that the law must be the law in this country. So just because shit, I will ask for 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks, please, Mr. Cooper, any other thing of you agreeing to that paper, came to place for you. The labyrinth, you would not like to see the your own time. Would not like to see your face.
Okay.
We'll go for him in district.
To make it be like but anything you tell you, the law should be law, and the law should be the law. And you, as a speaker of the country,
thank you. Thank you. Okay, Dada Ward, thank you. We'll catch up with you this afternoon. I got a meeting with you and your team, so we'll see you later. Let's take this last caller from Belgium. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Yemen. And let me say good evening to the peace loving people of Mama Liberia. My name is Maurice Masako, calling from Belgium. You know, it's already late for the president. He cannot even help again. He cannot even help the majority. So let him just stay high for only. He should not force anything. Then he just leave the Supreme Court, let them do that work. Because if they finish doing that work, then Kun say he cannot step down. We will give him citizen arrest because he's not above the law. We put him there, so we can take him from there. So we are only sitting back waiting for the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court already talk, I can't tell us he will not move. I can't will tell you say it is Arab and we the Labrador, we the one have Liberia. So you're telling here the president. If Labrador was a serious country, we will be prepared now to impeach him.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. We are standing by waiting, and we are observing the process going on. Thank you so much. Let God bless you people.
Thank you, Mansisi. We out of time. I don't know, Esther. Can we squeeze in Mansisi?
Yeah, go ahead. So we in a people time.
Yeah, Mansisi, we gotta go. Please, you will have to be brief.
Very brief.
Hello.
Yeah, don't say very brief. Instead of benchman, no, don't say very brief. Begin with how you doing?
All right. I had my phone. I had my phone in the office yesterday, and I was in the studio. That's why I missed your call.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I hope so. I hope I end up taking. Yeah, we saw let's say we're always saying me. Let me say hi to my son Masale and boss. Like you were saying, Jenna, I told you already man on Ellen. You not left point. Talk about the crew man. They were.
There was it today.
Okay, they were teaching.
What you are doing?
You know, oh,
I beg you, and I inside that one. Okay.
I can hear you.
Any government are always saying they are going to say or they go for me to rest. What you call it? The Supreme Court. What you call it? Then they put the kind of they want them over 7 months. What have nothing the one to the court again? They can find in this country. They go going back and forward. No result they receive from the government. Then you talking about you calling the people to come for 2 weeks. When you read nothing, they don't complete. Let's say they all 2 hours. You can call it for everyone said no. You don't go to start off so. But you said no because you want to see the country money. You here for that. People will not listen to that. They will not listen.
Okay.
People do the ruling. Who win the who fail the fail. And then the law be the law. The man be the law. And I trust Sharon, you are poor. I said, Mama, please say your character. It will not be rubbing the mud. Say your character.
Thank you.
Just of the country, you're the people. When you see it, let it go by it.
Thank you.
When they say the truth, who run the wrong? Who ran the right? When they mention attitude of people say, give me 2 weeks for one reason. What am I give you 2 weeks for? Why you not there for 2, 3, 4 months? You want to do now? You get some wrong from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Masisi. All right, folks, we got to go, and we say a big thank you to you for being a part of this midweek edition of the show. Abraham Kamara is about to pay out to you $20,000. So just right after the commercials, Abraham Kamara will be here to pay out to you $20K.
Aliyu, just say goodbye quick.
Gus, let's hear from you quickly.
Gus
Just in 10. Okay, Aliyu, in 10 seconds, let's get your parting comments. Aliyu said none there, so we gotta go, folks. Let's go. No time.